welcome. This is a bonus video for those of you who want a little bit more about stay and go. We are on page 39 of your pre-algebra quarter 1 notebook. So let's just take a look, use our stay and go, and solve these multi-step equations. Solve each equation, leave any non-integer answers as fully simplified fractions. This first one, always going to start by dividing my left from my right, and let's see what stays and what goes. This is a constant. I want my constants on the right, so this will go. Negative 2x is a number with a variable. I want my variables on the left. It is on the left. It's going to stay. This 14 is a constant. It's on the right. I want my constants on the right. It will stay. And the plus 4x is over here on the right. I want my variables on the left, so it needs to go. Alrighty, so this is going. This is a plus 17. When something goes, it changes its sign to the opposite. Plus 17, my opposite is negative 17. This is minus 2x. Because it is staying, the sign stays the same, minus 2x. This is a plus 14. It is staying, so it will stay plus 14. This is a plus 4x. It needs to go because it's plus 4. I'm changing it to its opposite sign, negative 4x. Alrighty, I'm going to combine my like terms. I have negative 2 minus 4x. Negative 2x minus 4x. Negative 2 minus 4 is negative 6. Negative 17 plus 14 is negative 3. Now I've got negative 6 times x. My inverse operation is negative 6. Division, excuse me. My inverse operation to times is not negative 6. My inverse operation to multiplication is division. I'm dividing both sides by the number with the variable. I get x equals negative 3 divided by negative 6. First off, a negative divided by a negative is positive. So the negative signs are gone. But when I put 3 divided by 6, I do not get a whole number, so I'm going to keep it as a fraction. And I'm going to simplify it. I'm going to divide the numerator and denominator by 3, and I will get x equals 3 divided by 3, which is 1, and 6 divided by 3, which is 2. X equals 1/2. Let's look at this next one. I'm going to divide my equation to the left and right. My number with the variable here on the left, I want it to stay on the left. This plus 5 needs to be on the right. It's a constant, so it's going to go. And negative 2 is over here on the right. Constant should be on the right, so it will stay. When I stay, the sign stays the same, so this remains x over 3. When I go, my sign changes to its opposite. Plus 5, opposite is negative 5. And I have here a negative 2. It's staying, so it will stay a negative 2. I now am going to combine negative 5 minus 2, and I will get negative 7 on a calculator, or do that in your head. Let's look at this. This is x divided by 3. My inverse operation is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply both sides by the number with the variable, 3. And I get x equals negative 7 times 3, which is negative 21. And I've got my answer. Just a kind of note, you can always take that negative 21, substitute it in, and see if you're right. Negative 21 divided by 3 is negative 7. Negative 7 plus 5 is negative 2. I know that my solution is correct. All right, let's take a look at number 4. I'm going to draw my lines separating my left where I want my variables and my right where I want my constants. Let's go term by term. This is a number with the variable on the left, so it stays. This is a constant, plus 30. It's on the left. I need it to go on the right. This is a constant, plus 18. It is on the right. I want it to stay on the right. This is plus 4x. It's over here on the right. I want it on the left, so it's going to go. And I have a minus 12. It's over here on the right. I want it to stay on the right. Alrighty, let's move it around. I've got a 20x that's going to stay, so it keeps the same sign. Plus 30, that's positive 30. It's going, so I will change the plus to its opposite, negative 30. I've got a plus 18. It's going to stay, so it keeps the sign, plus 18. I've got a plus 4x. It is going to go, because it's going, it's changing to its opposite, plus 4 minus 4x. And I have a minus 12. It's going to stay, so it will stay the same sign, minus 12. Now I'm going to get out a calculator. I've got 20x minus 4x, 20 minus 4, that's 16x. And I've got negative 30 plus 18 minus 12. And that equals negative 24. Okay, so now I have a situation where I've got 16 times x. I'm going to use my inverse operation, which is division. I'm going to divide both sides by the number with the variable. And lo and behold, I bet when I put x negative 24 over 16, it is not going to be a whole number. So it will keep the fraction. Now in this case, I have a negative divided by a positive. So it will be negative. So I've got a negative fraction, negative. But I do have to simplify my fraction. 8 goes into 24 and 16. So x is going to equal 24 negative, of course, because it's a negative fraction. 24 divided by 8, which is 3, and 16 divided by 8, which is 2. Please note that you might not have necessarily known that 8 goes into both 24 and 16. Maybe you're going to start with 2, and you'll simplify down because 24 and 16 are even numbers. As long as you get to fully simplified, you can go about simplifying your fractions different ways. Alrighty, let's take a look at number 7. Gonna get my division lines left to right, as in I'm dividing it left to right. This isn't a division line. Sorry about the confusion there. Let's see if it stays or should it go now. So here I've got a constant. It's over on the left. I want it on the right, so it's going to go. I got a negative 9x. It's over here on the left. It's a number with a variable. I want that here, so it will stay. 6x is over on the right. I don't want my variables on the right. I want them on the left, so it's going to go. And plus 20 over here on the right. I want my constants on the right. It will stay. Let's go term by term. I've got 5. It has to go. It's a plus 5. When it goes to the opposite. The opposite of positive 5 is negative 5. I have a negative 9x that's going to stay, so the sign will stay the same because it's staying. Now I have a positive 6x that is going to go. I'm going, so I will change to the opposite. Plus 6x, opposite is minus 6x. And I've got a plus 20 staying, so the sign stays the same. Let's do some adding and subtracting here. I have negative 9 minus 6. That is negative 15. And of course the x stays, negative 15x. I have negative 5 plus 20. If I put that in the calculator in my head, I will get a positive 15. Lo and behold, here I go. Negative 15 times x. My opposite operation is division. I will divide both sides by the number with the variable. And I get x equals 15 divided by negative 15, which is negative 1. Okay, we've got 2 more to go. Let's look at number 9. I am going to draw my line, separate my left from my right, variables, constants. Let's go through. Should I stay or should I go? I've got 2/5 x. That is a number with a variable. It is going to stay over here on the left. I've got a plus 5. That's a constant. I need that to go to the right. And I've got a negative 7. That's a constant. It is going to stay over here on the right. So rewriting here, I got 2/5 x. This plus 5 has to go. When it goes, I have to change the sign to its opposite. The opposite of plus 5 is minus 5. Then I have a negative 7. It is going to stay, so it stays the same sign. I still have 2/5 x, and that will equal negative 5 minus 7. In the calculator, or if you know, it's negative 12. I'm to the point again where I have a fraction coefficient, and I am going to divide by the number with the variable. When I divide by a fraction, it is always multiplying by the reciprocal. That is what dividing by a fraction is. And it is also the inverse operation of multiplication, which says anytime I multiply a number by the reciprocal, I get 1. So here I go. That equals 1x. And this is times 5/2. I'm going to remember to put my fraction in the calculator first. I get 5 divided by 2. And then I'm going to multiply it by 12 times 12. And I will get 30. 5 divided by 2 times 12 is 30. It's a negative times a positive, so it equals negative 30. If you want to multiply the fractions by hand, just remember you put a 1 under the whole number and I multiply straight across. Negative 12 times 5 equals negative 60. 1 times 2 is 2. Negative 60, fractions are division, divided by 2 is negative 30. So I get the same answer, but you can put the multiplication into the fraction. Just remember fractions into calculator first. Alrighty, last one on this page. It is a case where, look, I have 2 terms in the numerator of this fraction. I must get rid of the denominator. Fractions are division. My opposite operation is multiplication, so I'm going to multiply both sides by 2. This will get rid of that denominator. So on this side, I have negative 2x plus 5, and then I have negative 3x times 2, which is negative 6x. Now I'm going to stay and go. Should I stay or should I go? Number with a variable, it's on the left side, it's going to stay. Constant, it's on the left side and I want it on the right. It's going to go. Number with a variable, it's over here on the right. I want it on the left, so it's going to go. When I rewrite this, negative 2x stays, so it stays the same sign. Plus 5 goes, so it takes the opposite sign of negative 5. And minus 6x goes, so it takes the opposite sign of plus 6x. I'm going to add negative 2x plus 6x, negative 2 plus 6, and I get 4x, and that equals negative 5. Yay, I've got 4 times x. I'm going to multiply. That's multiplication, so I'm going to use the inverse operation, divide both sides by the number with the variable. That will not be a whole number. So I'm going to keep it as a fraction. I'm going to think, can I simplify this? And no, I can't. 5 is a prime number. It doesn't go into 4. This is fully simplified, and I've got my answer. Thanks so much for watching. I hope it was helpful. Bye.